This is Kenya News Update today. What if I told you the next decade could belong to Africa? Right now, the presidents of Botswana, Sierra Leone, and Zimbabwe are in Dubai at the World Government Summit, asking that exact question. But here's the twist. This isn't just talk. This is about turning a continent's promise into reality, and the answers they find could change everything. Coming up, you'll discover why global crises are forcing a new kind of cooperation and what this means for Kenya's future. Meet the leaders at the table. President Mokgweetsi Masisi of Botswana, President Julius Maada Bio of Sierra Leone, President Emerson Mnangagwa of Zimbabwe. They're not just attending another conference. They're answering a direct challenge: will the next decade belong to Africa? For 9 years, the narrative has been one of potential. But here's what nobody's talking about. Global crises are having a negative impact on international cooperation. That's the urgent need. The smell of ambition in Dubai, the sound of deals being made, the tension of a continent waiting. And then something shocking happened. The summit isn't happening in a vacuum. Look at the headlines from today alone. Ethiopia denies a claim from President Trump that the U.S. funded the Nile mega dam. Nigeria hires U.S. lobby firms amid Trump claims of Christian genocide. A U.S. judge blocks the Trump administration's bid to end Haitians' protected status. Even FIFA's president defends giving a peace prize to Trump. The world is fracturing. That's the backdrop. Here's the part that will blow your mind. This summit is Africa's counter-move. While the world argues, African leaders are building bridges in Dubai. They're not waiting for permission. They're crafting their own future. But if global cooperation is breaking down, how does Africa rise? The answer is in the room. The United Arab Emirates, a global hub, a meeting point. The leaders are there to forge partnerships that bypass traditional broken systems. They're looking for investment, technology, and alliances that don't depend on the old world order. This is a seismic shift, but here's the twist. The promise of the next decade isn't guaranteed, it's a fight. Malawi just declared a polio outbreak, reviving fears of another resurgence. Tens of thousands were evacuated in northern Morocco due to heavy rainfall. 3 Haftar forces were killed in a Libya-Niger border clash. The UN is deploying a ceasefire mission to eastern Dr. Congo. The challenges are immense and immediate. The stakes? Nothing less than the future of 1.4 billion people. Some say this is Africa's moment. Others say the obstacles are too great. The tension in Dubai is palpable. Can a continent plagued by local crises present a united front for global opportunity? The leaders think so. They're betting that their collective voice is stronger than their individual problems. They're arguing that Africa's youth, its resources, and its untapped markets are the world's next great engine of growth. But if they're wrong, the decade could be lost. So what does this mean for Kenya? Everything. Kenya watches as its neighbors position themselves on the world stage. The deals signed, the alliances formed in Dubai, will shape regional trade, investment, and security. Kenya's future is tied to Africa's future. The question isn't just for presidents in a faraway summit hall. It's for every Kenyan entrepreneur, farmer, and student. Do you think the next decade will belong to Africa? Or is the promise just another story we tell ourselves? The leaders in Dubai are trying to write the answer. But the final chapter depends on what happens next. Subscribe to Kenya News Update today for more on how global shifts impact your life.